Imagine minimizing the post-meeting work so that everything you need to remember for the next meeting is automatically organized in the right place. I'm David Stiernholm, and in this week's episode of Done, I share how the Microsoft 365 app Loop can make life easier for those who have many meetings. But first, can you work from home too much? Is there an optimal balance between working at the office and from home? The researchers behind a recent study I found have dug into the question and discovered quite a few interesting things. And I'll share what they found in a quick video that there's a link to in the show notes, so have a look. Wouldn't it be nice if during a meeting you could assign the tasks you agree on so that they immediately appear in each responsible participant's to-do list? Then no one would have to write down what they promised during the meeting, and you wouldn't have to send out a follow-up email hoping everyone reads your important message. Certainly, more tasks would actually be completed before the next meeting. Of course, you've long been able to add tasks directly into the collaboration tool you use during meetings, but for those working on the Microsoft 365 platform, it has now become a little bit easier. A relatively recent addition to the Microsoft 365 app family is Loop, an app designed for collaboration among colleagues. In it, you create workspaces where you can set up pages and add components such as lists, plans, images, videos, and more. I've noticed that Loop has recently emerged as a wildcard that overlaps with several other Microsoft 365 apps. And to be honest, I don't really see the point of launching a new app instead of adding the missing functionality to the existing ones. But Loop syncs actively with other Microsoft 365 apps, which is both an advantage and a drawback. It's great that you can automatically gather what you've written in different places into one, but it's a bit of a problem that, for example, new plans seem to pop up endlessly in Planner as soon as you create something plan-like on a page in Loop. However, being able to assign tasks directly from a Teams meeting is actually quite a helpful feature in the right situation. Do this. Open a meeting booking in the Teams calendar. At the bottom, under the Notes box, you'll probably see Add an Agenda if you have a reasonably recent version. Click that box and Loop will prepare an agenda with agenda, meeting notes, and follow-up tasks. And it's in follow-up tasks that you can add the tasks you agree different participants should handle after the meeting. Try adding a task and assigning it to yourself. Then, open your to-do list in To-Do. You can access it either through the separate To-Do app or via the blue checkmark icon inside Outlook. In To-Do, click the Assign to Me view and there it is, the task you received from the meeting. Unfortunately, the task is fixed in this view. You can't move it to any of your own lists, but still, it's a step in the right direction, if you ask me. At your next meeting, if you find it convenient to have to-dos added directly to your list in this way, enter the agreed-upon tasks and assign each one to the appropriate participant. Because if you assign tasks for the next meeting directly during the meeting, you won't need to do it afterwards. You also won't have to assume that participants are structured enough to note what they've promised, because the tasks appear in each person's to-do list right away. Have you used Loop in a way that makes you really happy? Write to me and tell me. I'd love to hear examples of smart ways to use this fairly new tool. And you can reach me as usual at david@stiernholm.com. And thanks for today. I'll see you again next week.